To understand Zeno of Citium is to understand the DNA of Stoicism. He didn't just provide a set of rules, he provided a completely new physics of the human soul. Zeno was originally a student of the Cynics, a group of philosophers who lived on the streets, rejected all wealth, and barked at passers-by. The word cynic comes from kion, meaning dog. Zeno admired their toughness, but realized their lifestyle was impossible for a functioning society. He wanted the inner fortress of the cynic, but compatible with a civilized life. This desire birthed Stoicism. Here is a deep dive into the specific pillars of his wisdom. 1. The definition of happiness, a smooth flow of life. Zeno defined the goal of human existence as euroia bios, literally, a smooth flow of life, or a good flow. Most people think happiness is a spike of joy, finding money, falling in love. Zeno argued that happiness is actually consistency. It is the absence of internal conflict. The wisdom. If you are conflicted, if you want X but do Y, or if you say one thing and do another, your life jars. You are fighting the current. The solution. You achieve the smooth flow by living in agreement with the logos, universal reason. When your personal will aligns with the reality of the universe, there is no friction. 2. The innovation. The concept of indifference. This is Zeno's most brilliant technical contribution. Before him, philosophers argued over whether things like health, wealth, and reputation were good or bad. Zeno introduced a third category, the indifferent, adiaphora. He categorized the world into 3 buckets: the good, moral virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, temperance. This is the only thing that impacts your happiness. The bad, vice, ignorance, cowardice, injustice. This is the only thing that harms you. The indifferent, everything else, money, sickness, fame, poverty, death. The nuance, preferred versus dispreferred. Here is where Zeno saved Stoicism from being a cult for homeless ascetics. He acknowledged that while wealth doesn't make you a good person, it is still natural to prefer it over poverty. Health is a preferred indifferent. You should try to be healthy, but if you get sick, it does not ruin your character. Sickness is a dispreferred indifferent. You avoid it, but you don't fear it. 3. Zeno's epistemology, the hand analogy. Zeno was obsessed with how we know what is true. He famously used his own hand to demonstrate the stages of knowledge to his students. The open palm, perception, fantasia. You see something. For example, I see a shape. The fingers slightly curled. Assent, syncathesis. You agree with what you saw. That shape is a man. The clenched fist, comprehension, catalepsis. You have a firm grasp of the reality. I know that is a man. The left hand grasping the right fist. Knowledge, episteme. This is true, unshakable wisdom that cannot be loosened by rhetoric or confusion. This belongs only to the wise man, the sage. The wisdom. Be careful about closing your hand too fast. Most of our anxiety comes from assenting to a false perception. For example, perceiving a rude comment and instantly agreeing, I am under attack. Zeno taught us to keep the hand open until we are sure. 4. The unity of virtue. Zeno taught that virtue is a singular thing. You cannot be courageous but unjust. You cannot be wise but intemperate. If you lack self-control, you will eventually be unjust, taking more than your share. If you are cowardly, you will eventually be unwise, failing to do the right thing out of fear. The takeaway. Character is a monolith. You fix it all, or you fix none of it. 5. Man's nature is rational. Zeno moved philosophy away from the mystical and toward the rational. He believed that we are social animals designed by nature to work together. Because we have the capacity for reason, using that reason is our highest purpose. When we get angry, emotional, or hysterical, we are acting against nature. We are demoting ourselves from humans to beasts. Summary of Zeno's core wisdom. If Zeno were to speak to you today, his advice would look like this. You are unhappy because you are trying to control things that are not yours. Indifference. You think wealth is good, so you are anxious about losing it. Label it correctly. It is just a tool, and your anxiety will vanish. Align your will with reality. If it is raining, do not wish for sun. Wish to accept the rain. That is how you achieve the smooth flow of life.